And welcome to episode 55 of the Let's Eat Grandma Career Warrior podcast, where our goal is not only to help you land your dream job, but to help you live your best life. How many of you out there feel like you have a mediocre LinkedIn picture? Well, today I'm going to give you the opportunity to upgrade your LinkedIn profile, especially if you think money or time is a constraint for you. It is so darn important to have a good LinkedIn profile picture. It's going to be attractive to recruiters if you're applying for jobs. Your confidence is going to skyrocket and your personal brand will be more on point. Real quick, I want to catch you all up to speed with the programming, how everything is going. In our 50th episode, we announced that we were going to fall into the rhythm of doing 2 episodes per week instead of 1. So I want to hear from all of you what your opinion is on how this has been going so far. And especially if you have ideas on good content or good episode ideas, I would love to hear from you. Send me a LinkedIn request. I'm Chris Villanueva, CPRW. And in that request, let me know what your episode idea is and would love to hear from you. All right, so let's talk about how to get a better profile photo out there. I know even a year ago, I had a photo out there that I wasn't feeling too confident about. So I actually implemented these techniques that I'm about to share with you. So if you pull open the episode show notes on Peepa, you can actually find that photo that I took within 30 minutes here, and you'll see it came out pretty darn good. I'm proud of the way it turned out, especially for a photo that was not professional. The photo that I do have up now is professional, but that's not to say that you can't get something within the same league. But this is something that I did on the fly, and it actually did take about 30 minutes to get down. So if I can do it within that time period, all of you can as well. All right, without further ado, here are the 4 steps that all of you can take today to get a better LinkedIn profile. And I'm so excited because these are very practical steps that 95% of the people listening to this podcast probably can implement very easily. And that's the way I wanted to design it. Okay, so step 1 is to find a friend with portrait mode on their iPhone. If that person is you, then perfectly fine, but I know some of you may not have the iPhone 7 Plus or above. This is going to be key in making sure that you get that photo down. Go up to your friend and say something like, "Hey man, would love to get your help with getting a really good photo." Let them know you're going to buy them a beer or something like that afterward. If they're in the same case as you and they also need a LinkedIn photo upgrade, this would be a really good opportunity to reciprocate that. In that case, you wouldn't need to buy them a drink or anything like that. And after your 30 minutes are done, switch on over to getting their picture taken as well. And I know I'm going to get some backlash on this because maybe you're an Android person or maybe you're anti-consumerism. Totally get it. I'm not saying that Androids don't take good photos. It's just this is what I know, and this is what I know is going to be a very good way for all of you to get noticed in a positive way. Trust me, it works, and it makes such a big difference. I'll explain later why portrait mode is really good for LinkedIn profiles, but you're going to want to make sure that you do have portrait mode, and that's featured in the iPhone 7 Plus, 8, 10, all those kinds of phones there. All right, step 2, get ready for your photo shoot. And this is where the fun is. I don't want you to think of this as a chore. That's where it's going to be really painful. You're going to procrastinate on this. But have some fun getting ready and make sure that you are feeling good, looking good. You're not hungover from the night before. Trust me, that kind of stuff can read on a photo. Get some music to play, get yourself pumped up, and get ready for your photo shoot. So you need to make sure that your hair is on point. Make sure that, if you have dry skin, whatever it is, moisturize. And you are going to want to make sure that your clothes look good and are ironed. So you need to play the game a little bit and make sure that your appearance is on point when you are getting this photo shoot done. Just to talk about clothes and what you should wear for your LinkedIn profile, it clearly depends on what industry you're in and what types of jobs you're applying for. A really good rule of thumb is to dress up like you would dress up for an interview to come in for that next job. So if you are within banking and the people who are applying to those types of positions are dressed up in suits, would highly recommend that you have a nice button-down shirt with a good tie and a blazer or a suit jacket. It's going to look good. If you're in tech and a little bit more casual, then I might recommend still being a little bit business casual. So just maybe a button-down shirt, maybe a polo, something nice. I don't know. So let's say you look spiffy, you look like $1,000,000, and you have your friend with you and that iPhone 7 or above. The next step would be to move to a place with good lighting. And this is crucial, 100%. This is what most people are going to forget when they're getting their LinkedIn profiles. This is going to make or break your photo looking professional or looking like crap. And this is what I would tell most people who need to get good lighting. Move to a place that has some natural light, so sunlight, and it's coming through the window. Make sure the day is sunny and you have some good light coming through, because if it's cloudy, you're just going to have to wait for those clouds to pass, and it's just going to be really annoying. If you don't have good natural sunlight, move to a place that has good, I would say, indoor lighting. Fluorescent lighting, in my opinion, does not look good. It looks very harsh and you get a lot of white, but I would recommend making sure that your face is fully lit, because especially with the iPhone 7, and it's not a professional phone, it really does rely on having good lighting. Trust me, if you don't believe me, take one photo with portrait mode in bad lighting and one with good lighting, and you'll tell the difference. One more quick tip on your location: make sure you have a place picked out with a very simple background. And this is important because if you don't have a simple background, if you have like some complexity in the background, maybe it's like this crazy garden with a whole bunch of flowers, then it will take away from the actual object that you're trying to get people to focus on, which is you, clearly. So I recommend finding a background, maybe a plain wall, maybe a white wall, or some wood or something in the background that just doesn't overcomplicate things. So the good thing about portrait mode is it does take care of some of this already. What portrait mode will do is it will sort of blur out the background and keep you as the focus. But I do recommend kind of doubling down on that and making sure that you are the focus by picking a background that's very simple. All right, fourth step is to have your friend take 10 different photos of you. And this is where their investment comes into play, because you may not get the really solid photo that you want after, try 1, 2, or 3. It may take 7, 8, or 9 times to get a really good shot. So this is why I would recommend for both of you to make the 30-minute investment to try to get that really good photo. And since I know you're not probably a professional model and your friend is not a professional photographer, I recommend keeping that photo shoot as simple as possible. So face the camera directly, have your friend come close with their camera. Portrait mode looks very good when you are very close to the object, which is you. And make sure that there is enough headspace. So you need to make sure that there's enough space between the head and the top of the frame, because if you don't, it's going to chop off part of your head and it just won't look good. So make sure when your friend is taking that photo of you, they're coming up a little bit close and they're giving a few inches of headspace. To smile or not to smile, I'm actually a big fan of smiling in LinkedIn photos, because you never know what impression you're making when you have that really serious, dark look on your face. And I don't know, maybe try a few photos of you with that serious look and not smiling, but I would recommend taking most of your photos smiling, because they're going to look a lot better. And I think your friends, when you do ask them for their opinion, they're also going to believe that your smiling photo looks better. The final step is to email this photo to yourself and upload it. And this is what is going to get everything to come to a close. You're done here. You put in all the hard work. You're ready to go. Now, don't procrastinate. Just get that photo up there. LinkedIn is not annoying in that you have to worry about the amount of people that like it. It's just a photo to make yourself look good. So get it uploaded as soon as possible, and your LinkedIn profile will look better, guaranteed, because you're already putting a lot more effort into it. All right, so these are the 4 steps. Number 1, find a friend with portrait mode on their iPhone. Number 2, get ready. Make sure you're not hungover the day before and you actually do put some effort into your appearance. 3, find a place with good lighting and a clear background, and have your friend take 10 different photos of you so you can select the best one. I hope this was useful and hope this was a very practical way to tell you how to have a really solid LinkedIn profile, and to show you how simple it is, because this actually took me 30 minutes when I was uploading my LinkedIn profile or getting a new LinkedIn profile. And we had so many people comment and tell me how it looked really good, and you can tell it made a difference. And I felt more confident when I was reaching out to people and making connections. So this wraps up our episode here. A few up and coming episodes we have for this week and for next week: how to be a warrior in your finances, social media for advancement and your job search, and how to get promoted. And the promoted one I'm very excited about. We have actually a retired U.S. Air Force colonel to talk about that. She's now retired from the Air Force and speaks to job seekers and people on how to communicate properly in the workplace. And super excited for that, and it's going to be such good content. And make sure to send me a request on LinkedIn with some episode ideas, because I'm really excited to hear from you all what you would like to hear about. Is it job seeker related? Is it related to your inner energy and strength? Is it more related to getting a promotion? I would have no idea if I didn't hear feedback from you all on what you'd like to listen to. So feel free to send me a LinkedIn request, and in that message, when you're reaching out, let me know what you'd like to hear about. This concludes our 55th episode, and I am so happy to have you all, and we'll talk to you on Thursday. And for more on your job search, make sure to check out letseatgrandma.com. That's where you can find our blog, where we post the podcast show notes and so many more articles that will help you in your job search. You can also check out our resume services if you are interested in getting your resume professionally reworked. And please make sure to show us some love by jumping onto iTunes and leaving us a rating. The support from my fellow warriors will show the world how great this podcast is and help other people in their job search. Pay it forward. Thanks, guys, for being true warriors, and thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next week.